Welcome back to the Momma Fit podcast. Thank you so much for joining me for today. It is cold, blistery day, and I'm stuck inside. So I figured, why not do another episode? It's been a long time. So the last 2 months, actually, I have been quite busy doing many different things. One big thing that I have been doing is running a group training platform at Integration CrossFit and Determine Fitness. I'm running the DHT group training platform, which is Determine HIIT training. It is a form of threshold training in which they operate whoever's in my class up to 50 minutes, cycling through 3 to 4 sets, composed of 4 exercises, give or take. Each workout is completely different and works the entire body. These usually are repeated 3 times, similar to like HIIT workouts. I really like to add in a mixture of calisthenics, plyometrics, weight training, flexibility, sport drills, and core training, and of course, Rolga, because it is great to have that flexibility and movement after your workouts. So we've been trying to get this up and running in the last 2 months, and now finally I have a little bit of time, and now I need to get back into these podcasts because there's so many fun things to learn, and when I do these, I'm learning myself too. So I feel like every time I put an episode out there, I learn more about myself and learn about more of the topic, and basically that's it. So let's get started. So today, we are talking about what happens to your body during exercise. So most people can feel the changes as soon as they take their first step into working out. Your heart is pounding, your muscles tighten up, your breath feels shallow. But fortunately, that feeling does not last for long. So 10 minutes later, you've been moving beyond the initial hump of the shock and float into a world of where push-ups and burpees are almost as comfortable as walking. Yes, I said burpees and comfortable at the same time. Like I said, a body in motion stays in motion. But beyond that simple movement, which is actually happening inside you when you begin to move. So let's investigate this. When you begin to work out, every part of your body works together to make your movement effective, meaning some parts of you will shut down while others parts work harder. A good example is that when your heart begins to beat faster to pump blood to your muscles, while your stomach will slow down because the digestion is not the body's main priority anymore. In addition, your body tries to accomplish 3 things. Number 1, increase oxygen flow. Number 2, eliminate metabolic waste. Number 3, eliminate heat. As a result of trying to make all these 3 things happen, your body creates something called ATP, scientifically known as adenosine triphosphate. ATP is the basic of function for your body and helps us understand what happens from there. So depending on what workout you are doing, your body will kick into these 3 states. First one, phosphagen system. Number 2, glycogen lactic acid system. Number 3, aerobic respiratory system. So let's go through each one. So phosphagen system is a state where every one of your cells has enough ATP to last 5 to 15 seconds. This is very crucial because it helps us react immediately to any situation, such as running away, throwing a punch, or lunging out of the way. Hopefully you'll never have to use these kind of positions, but it's comforting to know that our phosphagen system will be there as you need it. Within those first few seconds of an intense physical movement, your body is ready to react. So an effective workout that makes sense to this is very short sprints on a treadmill or biking that lasts 5 to 15 seconds with a 5 to 3 minute of rest between each. All right, now on to the glycogen lactic acid system. Since 5 to 15 seconds of physical movement gets used up pretty quick, your muscles have also reserved called glycogen. Glycogen is made up of a chain of glucose molecules. From there, it takes 12 different chemical reactions to create ATP, a pretty slow process that lasts for about 90 seconds. The exercise done in this system is anaerobic because no oxygen is required. This state can't last very long because of the lactic acid buildup, a common soreness or burn that you feel in the moment of that first minute of a high-intensity move. Sprinters are known to use this system the most. This system can be trained using fast intervals lasting 30 seconds to 2 minutes with active recovery period twice as long as a work period, 1 and 2, work to rest ratio. All right, last one, the aerobic respiration system. After a person has been working out for about 2 minutes and the body realizes that they're not stopping anytime soon, it goes into an aerobic respiration and responds with oxygen. This is what helps break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water. Glucose is available from glycogen in your muscles through the bloodstream and from food that we ingest. Aerobic respiration lets us work out for much longer time than the first two systems, gathering its energy from carbs, fats, and then if possibly necessary protein. Many of us use our aerobic system when we commit to a long workout, but if a person is looking for a specific training plan, the aerobic system can be trained with both continuous exercise and intervals. So with this in mind, your body will naturally know which system to use when you work out. Many professional athletes will train specific systems to improve their sport, but that doesn't mean you can't also manipulate your own routine to match. So knowing all of that, what is actually happening to the rest of our bodies when we start to move? Well, here it is. Our blood flow increases as our body supplies additional blood cells to our rapid beating heart. Our skin will warm up. Your body is trying to, at best, release heat. Your body vessels dilate, bringing heat toward the skin, and then it releases. This is why our skin feels warm when you work out. It's your body way of getting all that inner heat out. Some people's faces will turn bright red during a workout, signifying that our heat is leaving the body. In addition to calling on one of our previous mentioned systems to gain energy and ATP, your muscles also tear. But we should not worry. These are tiny micro tears because I talk about this with my clients and they're like, oh my gosh, and my muscles are tearing. This only takes a day or two to rebuild. It's very minimal. The tears explain why our muscles feel sore, and rebuilding is how we get stronger over time. The next thing, our heart. Remember how working out for more than 2 minutes takes your body into aerobic respiration. This means that oxygen is needed throughout the body as a whole. As a result, our heart rate will increase to efficiently move the oxygen to our muscles. Lastly, our brain. Your brain loves exercise. The extra blood and oxygen that helps us become more alert, more awake, more focused. It releases endorphins, that feel-good hormone that is in our body that wants to get out. These are some cool things that happen when we exercise. One, it can basically cure most of our things. It can help us with depression, to memory loss, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's, and much more. We have found that it helps with our sleeping, it helps with our moods. But that thing called endorphins, and when they're released, this is more than something that we throw around that sounds smart. Without really knowing what it means, this is what actually happens. If you start exercising, your brain recognizes that movement of stress. As our heart pressure increases, the brain thinks you're either fighting an enemy or fleeing from it. So to protect ourselves from the brain, from stress, it releases that protein called BDNF, brain-deprived neurotrophic factor. This BDNF has a protective and also reparative element to our memory neurons, and they act as a reset switch. That is why we often feel so at ease and things are clearer after exercising and eventually happier. And at the same time, endorphins, another chemical to fight stress, is released in our brain. So BDNF and endorphins are the reason exercise makes us feel so good. All right, the somewhat scary part of all of this is that these two have the same similar and addictive behavior like morphine, heroin, or nicotine. I found this really cool information about the New York Times bestselling author Gretchen Reynolds. She had written a book. It's called The First 20 Minutes. The first 20 minutes to get your highest level of happiness and benefits from health. The key is not to become a professional athlete. On the contrary, a much smaller amount is needed to reach the level where happiness and productivity in every life peaks. So for the first 20 minutes of you moving around, if someone has been really sedentary, provided the most health benefits, this will give you a prolonged life, reduce disease risk, and all of the things that come in the first 20 minutes of being active. So really, we can all relax and don't have to look out for the next killer workout, but you have to focus on those 20 minutes to get that full happiness boost every single day. On exercise days, people's moods are significantly improved after exercise. Moods stayed the same on the days they didn't. This is actually a really cool study from the University of Bristol. This is one thing that they've noticed, that people's sense of calmness completely diminished after they've worked out. So if you feel like you're having a really terrible day, you have a high anxiety, you're depressed, or your moods are just totally in the dump, go for a walk, even outside. Something even for just 20 minutes. Get out, get your endorphins going, and you will change your mood. It only takes 20 minutes. That's it. So at the end here, I'm just going to give you some really quick, important things to do in your life to get yourself set up for success and make exercise your daily fun and mood changer. 1, put your clothes right over by your alarm clock or in your bathroom and get up out of bed. Put those on, don't even think about it, and go to either your gym or wherever you work out. Just start it. Don't even think about it. Number 2, track your exercise and log them at the same time after every single exercise. When you try to exercise regularly, the key is to make it a habit. Number 3, think about starting small and then start even smaller. Here's a little secret. When I first started exercising, I did it within 5-10 minutes, 3 times a week. Can you imagine that? Yeah. 5 minutes of timed exercise 3 times a week. That's nothing. You might be thinking, what? That's not even anything. Hey, if you're not even doing anything, you need to start with 5 minutes. There are a lot more great ideas of how you can create a habit, and getting into that habit of just starting small, making sure you do it daily, just until you get started on it and it becomes a habit. One last tip for me, you can get the highest level of happiness with exercise if you are just starting out. That means even that 5 minutes. So if that means if you have never exercised before or not in a long time, your happiness gains will be at the highest if you start right now. Exercise and how it affects our happiness is absolutely exciting. And if you've ever played around with this too and seen any results, I would love to hear your thoughts on how exercise and happiness work for you. Thank you so much for taking your Momma Fit time with me today, and I will talk to you very soon.